Okay, so it is not often that I do Major League Baseball content, but there's events occurring down in Florida, in the Tampa area, which involves the Tampa Bay Rays and their uncertain future. Could they be forced to relocate? Now, we know the hurricane damage that has been done to Tropicana Field. They're never going to play a game at Tropicana Field ever again. I think that's pretty certain now. The local government down in the Tampa area, in the St. Petersburg area actually, because they don't actually play in Tampa, are basically not going to pay for any repairs to Tropicana Field, to the roof or the internal aspects of the stadium following the hurricane damage. And it also looks likely that they're not going to get the public funding as an organisation to build their new stadium. That was meant to be opening in 2026, 2027. They're not going to get the money for that. They will be playing next year in the spring training facility in the Tampa area, which the eastern teams which normally use for spring training in the build up to the regular season. Now, Major League Baseball has a problem. That means next season, two franchises will be playing in minor league ballparks. So you've got the Athletics, formerly of Oakland, now currently resident in Sacramento, for what we believe is a minimum of 3 years. Potentially they could end up permanently in Sacramento. They may not end up in Las Vegas should a ballpark not be built. They're going to be playing in a minor league ballpark in Sacramento. And now we have the Tampa Bay Rays, who will be playing in a minor league ballpark which is used as a spring training facility because their home stadium is, derelict, basically. It's not going to get repaired. And with the prospect of public funding being withdrawn from the potential new stadium to replace Tropicana Field, they can't play at a minor league ballpark slash spring training facility long term. It's just not viable. But at the same time, they have had attendance issues at Tropicana Field, and a lot of Rays fans and a lot of Major League Baseball fans in general have regularly criticised Tropicana Field for its location. The actual arena itself has been heavily criticised long before the Hurricanes ripped the roof off and flooded the internals of the facility. Now, the same goes for the Athletics. They cannot stay at that Sacramento ballpark long term. It's a minor league facility. So Major League Baseball does have problems. And this is a headache that the league would rather do without. And it will be interesting if another city steps up and says, look, we will take the Rays as a relocation. Now, what would that mean? It would either mean the current ownership would most likely have to sell the team to a new ownership group. Very similar to what happened in the NHL with the Arizona Coyotes being sold and therefore relocated to Salt Lake City in Utah to be renamed the Utah Hockey Club for this year. They're most likely going to be called the Utah Yeti next year. But that, again, is sort of a similar thing. They had arena issues. They didn't have a permanent solution. They couldn't get a new arena built. And ultimately, the Players Association and the league were like, this is untenable. We cannot play in a collegiate-sized facility. We need an NHL Major League-sized facility. And Salt Lake City and the Utah Jazz, the owner of the Jazz, was like, we have a facility ready to go, and we also have funding guaranteed for a new facility to be built and opened within a 3-year time frame. That's something the Rays don't have. That's also something the Athletics don't have. But the Tampa Bay Rays do not have funding for a new facility, for a new stadium. And so Nashville is appearing as one of the favourites should they be forced to relocate. But the problem is Nashville doesn't have a facility ready to go. There'll be people who say, well, why can't the Montreal Expos make a return? Why can't they be moved to Montreal? There are stadium issues with Olympic Park in Montreal, with the Olympic Stadium in Montreal. There's a reason why the Expos were moved to Washington, D.C. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Tampa Bay Rays. But even before Tropicana Field became unusable, there were attendance issues. They've struggled to sell out Tropicana Field, and they regularly draw the lowest average attendance But this is a Florida-wide phenomenon, ironically. Florida-based teams in whatever sport, ironically, considering the population of Florida and the fact that a huge, I think about 75% of Floridians live in the big metro areas. So, Jacksonville, the Jaguars, struggle to draw. The Buccaneers and the Lightning in Tampa Bay, they have to heavily discount ticket prices. At one point, the Tampa Bay Lightning, even though they've won 3 Stanley Cups, were basically giving away tickets for free. The Miami Heat, the Marlins, and the Florida Panthers at various points have struggled to draw. Now, the Panthers, their attendance levels have improved, partly for being a very successful team in the last few years. But Florida teams do tend to struggle to get fans through the turnstiles, butts on seats, even if they are successful and winning. Now, the Jaguars can't win anything. The Buccaneers have got 2, Super Bowls, and yet at times there have been attendance issues. So, could it be where the stadiums and arenas are located? In part, yes, but could it also be, costs? What is being charged for tickets? Could it be that the owners are just generally cheap, which in the Tampa Bay Rays case is a problem? They're not willing to fork up a lot of money for a new arena, and they want the local government to give out bonds to pay for it, and the local county and local politicians aren't willing to give them the public money, taxpayer money, to build the facility. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they do sell the team. We'll see how long they stay at the minor league ballpark in the Tampa area. But Major League Baseball, this is a problem they could do without. The fact that 2 of their teams are playing in minor league parks next season is worrying. And then there's the issue with the TV contract and the collapse, the near collapse of Bally Sports, now FanDuel Sports, and the uncertainty over regional sports broadcasting in the US. That's going to hit revenues as well. So you're going to have reduced gate receipts from these smaller stadiums, and then you've got a wobbly TV deal. But let's see what happens with the Tampa Bay Rays and see if a more permanent stadium solution can be found. But they may be forced to relocate, much like the Arizona Coyotes at the end of last season for the NHL were forced to relocate because of an untenable arena situation where it just wasn't up to Major League standard. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on the Tampa Bay Rays situation, their stadium situation. And hey, it's not often I do Major League Baseball content. I don't watch Major League Baseball regularly. I have watched 4 out of the 6 London Series games that we've had since 2019. I've watched this year's and last year's London Series matchups. It's going to be interesting, as I say, what the long-term future, as I say, of baseball in that part of southern Florida looks like if it continues long-term or if they are forced to relocate. But anyway, as I say, I will have some more content for you guys soon. Thank you very much for watching. I want to hear from Tampa Bay Rays fans. That'd be really interesting to get your feedback on the situation, on the ownership as well, because there's been rumours of replacing Tropicana Field, plans, proposals for some time now. It's not a great facility, it never was, but the damage done with the recent hurricanes has left it unusable, probably permanently. So there we go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will have some more content for you guys very, very soon.